Fox's Dan Bongino had a sit-down interview with Donald Trump. That alone is pathetic. But apparently during that conversation, Trump had repeated lies about the 2020 election, which ended up getting cut out of the final interview that was posted on YouTube. Now, this upset Liz Harrington, who's a former RNC spokeswoman and a Trump loyalist. She also took a role in trying to help Trump delegitimize the results of the 2020 election. She's accusing Fox of censorship now. She tweeted, wow. So I went to post a clip from President Trump's great interview from Fox News last night, and lo and behold, Fox News edited and changed what President Trump said, censoring out 45, or Donald Trump accurately describing the fake election. Here's what President Trump actually said, and then she included the video that you're about to watch.
It's a disgrace what's happening, and I don't think the country's going to stand for it much longer. They're disgusted. You have a fake election. You have an election with voter abuse and with voter fraud like nobody's ever seen before. And based on that, and based on what happened, they're destroying our country. Whether it's at the border, whether it's on crime, I could say in plenty of instances, including military. You look at the leaders of military, the woke leaders of military. We have to focus on our great military for what it's supposed to be, to protect us against very powerful countries like Russia and China and others who don't exactly love us.
Military protect us against Russia. Wow. That was kind of surprising. So I apologize. Of course, it's not a sit-down interview. He called in to have this interview. But anyway, so now everyone's accusing Fox News of censorship. Dan Bongino is upset about this as well. He said the show was edited on YouTube, not on foxnews.com, and not during the live show. The reason I was given for why it was edited, the election part, was to comply with YouTube. And he says, that is not acceptable to me. Who cares what's acceptable for you, bro? Like who is Dan Bongino? How's Dan Bongino now like parading around as like someone who does the news? Like how ridiculous is that? Yeah. Wasn't he like an NRA spokesperson?
Yeah, he's a propagandist. He was literally paid to do propaganda, and Fox News is like, oh, that's perfect.
Oh my God.
Okay, so So we won't get into how he rose up among the absurdities of the social media of the right wing. Anyways, so most important part of the story is the reason why they had to edit out that clip from YouTube, and is because you can't say things like that are untrue about the elections, and have the host let it stand. So this is good. This video is going to go on YouTube. So when they tell you that, no, you couldn't show it at all on YouTube, that's actually not true. You can show it if you then explain what reality is. Reality is Donald Trump lost the election, and then he and his allies went to court 60 times. They lost every single case because they had no evidence. The problem for Bongino was he never challenged Trump on that. Of course not, because he's paid to do propaganda. He's not paid to actually do the news. So he just let Trump's complete and utter fabrications sit and didn't challenge it at all. That's why they had to edit it out. Look, Fox, so you've got a YouTube issue, but you mainly have a Fox News issue. Fox News is being sued to the tune of billions of dollars for these lies.
Yep.
And so they say, a tiny piece of the YouTube video, who cares? I got a couple of $1 billion that I got to worry about here. But Bongino's a knucklehead. I mean, he was hired to be a blockhead, so he's being a blockhead. So he's like, this is not acceptable, man. He put out another statement, and it's all the same stuff. It's not acceptable at all. I want to make that clear. This is not acceptable, meaning I won't accept it.
Well, what does that mean? Are you going to step down from your role over at Fox? Of course he's not. I mean, he's saying that because people are doing what they typically do with hosts, which is blame the host for everything. All the business decisions, that's the host's fault. All of the tagging and titling decisions, it's the host's fault. Like, I know, I'm being a little bit salty right now because everything is the host's fault. Tech issues, it's the host's fault. The host does everything. Everything in the company is done by the host. Anyway, but let me get that out of the way. Yeah, I know, it was a weird rant. But like, Anyway, there's multiple people doing multiple things in any given news organization. But with that said, Bongino is like worried about the backlash that he's experiencing, and also he wants to be in Trump's good graces.
Of course.
So he doesn't want Trump to think that he played a role or made the decision to edit or censor out the nonsense about the 2020 elections. And just to give you a little more detail into why Fox might be a little hesitant about airing that nonsense. The network is currently being sued by voting machine company Dominion Voting Systems for defamation. And to give you a specific figure, to Cenk's point, the company is seeking $1.6 billion in damages. Dominion claims that Fox News personalities and guests spreading baseless claims and conspiracy theories about the company's voting equipment caused both reputational and severe economic damage to the company.
So I want to tell you something important. Truth is a defense for defamation. And so if Fox News actually thought the election was stolen, they would put that up on YouTube and their own channel all day long, because they'd know, oh, it's okay, we're gonna go to court, we're gonna present the evidence that the election was stolen, and then we're gonna win easily. I'm not worried about that $1.6 billion at all. Fox News gets sued all the time, they got a team of lawyers. It's no big deal for them if they think they're gonna win. The reason they're in a cold sweat panic is because they think they are not going to win, because they know that they were lying about it. And they know Trump is lying. Part of the reason they know is because they already went to court 60 times and they lost every time. And even Trump appointed lawyers said, you have no evidence at all of your charges. So that's why they edited it out. Now back to Bongino, he went on and said, meaning I won't accept it, and I promise you a definitive resolution that I'm working on now. Okay.
Come on.
Okay, it doesn't, look, you saying you don't accept it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, as my dad would say, who cares?
Right. So Anna's right. The only way that you won't accept it is if Fox News says, no, brother, you're not as important as $1.6 billion. And we're lying about it on air. And we're definitely gonna lose that lawsuit. So I'm not gonna let you make it worse by going out there and letting Trump lie. And of course, I mean, we pay you to be a bitch, to be honest, and just sit there and take whatever Trump tells you.
That's right, Mr. Tough Guy with your gun.
So and so, since we pay you to be a bitch, you're gonna continue to be a bitch, and you're not gonna do a goddamn thing about it. So your resolution is go take a long walk off a short dock, and you know what's gonna happen? And we're telling you ahead of time. Bongino is gonna tuck tail, and he's gonna put out some sort of, he's gonna hope that this thing blows over. He's gonna put out a false tough guy statement, but at the end of the day, he's gonna keep his job.
100%.
And he's not, you think he's gonna give up a lucrative job on Fox News, etc.? What do you think, he's Cenk, that he walk away for money at a cable news station? No way. So Bongino's gonna be like, oh, I told them who's who and what's what, and I gotta let them know about it. I'll see you next week on Fox News. That's what he's gonna do. Okay, so you know it. You're paid to be a bitch, so just be a bitch and move on with your life.
I got excited when you called him a bitch. Like, it gave me a little bit of life, but then you referred to yourself in the third person.
I know, that did kind of.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you go there?
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.